everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm working hard to become a full-time YouTube creator. So if you enjoy deep storytelling, epic comic narratives, and cinematic breakdowns like this one, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Now, let's dive into today's story. Earth's greatest heroes unite for battle. The Fantastic Four lead the charge with power and precision. The Avengers soar into action with thunder and technology. And the X-Men strike with raw energy and mutant might. Amid the chaos, S.H.I.E.L.D. stands ready, coordinating the assault. Together, they form an unstoppable alliance against a force that threatens the very world they've sworn to defend. Within his towering castle, Dr. Doom stands as both monarch and sorcerer, cloaked in power and authority. Arcane energy swirls around him as he recalls past conquests and the battles that forged his reign. Ever calculating, he prepares for the dangers that lie ahead, directing his loyal followers to assess the strength of Earth's mightiest heroes. But amid his command and confidence, a haunting voice challenges his certainty, asking whether Doom himself might be the greatest threat of all. Dr. Doom's composure shatters as an intruder breaches his sanctum. Energy crackles through the air as a distorted image materializes. Another Doom, but from a distant future. This is Victor Von Doom of the year 2099, radiating power and authority. Behind him stands a formidable force, Spider-Man 2099, poised for action, a towering Hulk-like creature roaring with rage, and heavily armed warriors ready for war. Doom systems flare with alarms, signaling a perimeter breach as the future makes its challenge known to the present. Doom faces the holographic vision of his future self with disdain, refusing to acknowledge any version of himself as an equal. The future Doom urges him to listen, warning that his reign and title as Sorcerer Supreme are at risk. But Emperor Doom remains unmoved. He laughs off the warning, his arrogance unshaken, certain that no force, past or future, could challenge his power. The future counterpart insists that ignoring the message will lead to consequences beyond imagination, but Doom dismisses it as yet another meaningless prophecy. With cold defiance, he powers his gauntlet, rejecting the warning entirely and reaffirming his belief that no Doom but himself controls destiny. A surge of energy shatters reality as Doom 2099 steps into the present, no longer a projection, but a living force. At his side stand powerful allies, Cosmic Ghost Rider wreathed in cosmic fire, Phoenix blazing with power, Deathlok armed for war, Old Man Logan ready to strike, Maestro towering with brute strength, and Bishop advancing with precision. Together, this unstoppable team of future warriors confronts Emperor Doom, signaling the start of an epic clash across time. Doom 2099 leads a sudden assault, commanding his team to strike before Emperor Doom can respond. Explosions rip through the chamber, walls crumble, and waves of energy consume the room in chaos. Yet from the destruction, Emperor Doom rises unharmed, his armor pulsing with arcane power. Calm and defiant, he stands amid the wreckage, proving that no force, not even his future self, can catch Doom unprepared. In the distant future, Doom 2099 readies himself for a battle that may decide everything. The sound of metal locking into place fills the chamber as he dons his armor, each motion deliberate and final. His follower watches with unease, sensing the weight of what's to come, and asks if this is truly his last chance to alter destiny. With eyes burning red beneath his mask, Doom 2099 gives a silent, resolute answer, accepting that this may be his final stand. In the year 2099, Doom outlines his plan to his cloaked followers. He acknowledges that the time platform is running with limited power, which restricts how many jumps through time he can make. Because of this, he must choose his allies with absolute precision for this mission. He reflects on his past failures. No matter who he recruited, no matter how powerful they were, and no matter which timeline they came from, each attempt has ended in defeat. Still, he insists this time must be different, determined to finally succeed where he has always fallen short. Amid the wreckage of battle, Emperor Doom stands victorious. His armor glows with arcane energy as green sorcery crackles from his hands, illuminating the devastation around him. Fallen heroes and warriors lie defeated at his feet, their bodies scattered across the rubble. With his enemies crushed and his power unmatched, Doom proves once again that his strength and willpower make him unstoppable. To those who dared to challenge him, the result is clear. Emperor Doom remains triumphant. Doom steps onto the time platform as his followers remind him that each battle resets the memory of his enemy. Every confrontation begins anew. This time, they promise the outcome will change. The countdown begins, energy surging through the chamber as Doom stands surrounded by fading images of the heroes he has faced before. He dismisses the idea of luck, claiming it belongs to weaker men. His confidence is absolute. Across every era and every battle, one truth endures. He is Doom. As the machine roars to life and the final seconds pass, he braces himself for yet another descent into destiny. Doom stands unshaken, his red eyes burning with conviction. Luck is for the weak, and he is far beyond it. In an instant, the battle ignites. He smashes through a stone wall, unleashing a torrent of green energy that detonates across the battlefield. The explosion sends debris flying as the shockwave rips through the air. Landing with authority, Doom channels raw power into his gauntlets, their glow intensifying with each pulse. His assault is relentless, every strike fueled by precision and dominance. There is no hesitation, no mercy, only the unyielding advance of Doom. Doom quickly recognizes that the mastermind behind the assault is none other than his future self. Focusing his power, he summons waves of mystical energy that swirl violently around his hands before unleashing a spell meant to weaken his foes. A brilliant surge of light floods the battlefield, blinding even the strongest warriors, including the Hulk. Chaos spreads as Doom seizes the moment to strike with precision and dominance. But his control is short-lived. From within the blinding storm, a sudden counterattack pierces his defenses, a perfectly timed strike that detonates against his armor, reminding him that even the mightiest plans can be challenged. The fight intensifies as Cosmic Ghost Rider unleashes a storm of precision fire, his cybernetic aim flawless. Doom's glowing green barrier holds firm against the relentless assault. Igniting with cosmic flames, Ghost Rider prepares his ultimate weapon, the Penance Stare, its infernal light reflecting off Doom's armor. Yet Doom stands unfazed, his eyes glowing with calm determination. Even in the face of such fury, he's already calculating his counterattack, ready to reclaim control of the battle. Old Man Logan slashes at Doom while Hulk holds him down, their combined assault fierce but futile. At Doom's signal, Bishop fires a massive energy blast, a move that instantly backfires. Doom had already anticipated it, twisting Bishop's own power against him. Manipulating the energy flow, he reverses the blast with deadly precision, sending Bishop flying in an explosion of light. Calm and unshaken, Doom proves once again that his intellect is his greatest weapon. Ghost Rider loses control, his flames spiraling into chaos as rage consumes him. His power erupts violently, driven by grief and centuries of pain, scorching everything around him in a storm of fire and fury. Then the Phoenix rises. Calm but resolute, she steps forward, her body igniting with cosmic flame. Her power radiates pure dominance, the embodiment of creation and destruction itself. Without a word, her blazing aura silences the battlefield. Doom steadies himself behind a glowing shield, eyes locked on her, fully aware he now faces a force beyond mortal measure. Amid the storm of fire and energy, Old Man Logan and Maestro prepare for a desperate move. Logan, ever resourceful, convinces the towering Hulk to launch him straight at Doom, using sheer momentum as his weapon. With a grunt of annoyance, Maestro finally agrees and hurls Logan through the air with unstoppable force. The aged mutant rockets forward, claws extended and fury blazing, hurtling toward Doom in a last-ditch attempt to break his defense. Doom unleashes the full extent of his sorcery, conjuring a massive vortex of green energy that consumes the battlefield. The portal's pull drags everything toward it as Ghost Rider fights against the force, his flames raging in defiance. Acknowledging the Phoenix's power but claiming dominance, Doom binds Ghost Rider in glowing chains of magic. Even the Phoenix fire cannot break his spell. The vortex grows stronger, sweeping up Maestro, Logan, and the others as Doom calmly reveals his intent to banish them all back to their rightful timelines. As the heroes vanish into the swirling light, Doom stands triumphant. With his enemies erased from the field, he turns away, declaring with cold certainty that it's time to begin the next phase of his grand design. Amid the crackle of magic, Doom acknowledges the existence of a single true rival, one who has challenged him across countless timelines. His tone carries both contempt and reluctant respect as he speaks of this familiar foe. That rival is none other than himself. The two versions of Doom collide in a violent storm of green and red energy, their powers shaking reality itself. Frustration gives way to fury as the Emperor seizes his counterpart, crushing his mask with brutal force before blasting him across the battlefield. With unwavering conviction, Doom declares that if his past self refuses to listen, then he will break him until he does. It is a clash of equals, two Dooms, each convinced he alone is supreme. The battle between the two Dooms escalates into a storm of raw magic, reality itself trembling under their clash. Suddenly, the younger Doom freezes mid-strike, his body locked in place by an unseen force. The elder Doom watches with calm satisfaction, revealing that he had anticipated this moment from the start. Throughout their fight, he had been weaving a hidden spell, one of pure inertness, designed to paralyze his opponent completely. As his younger self struggles, the older Doom speaks with cold amusement, comparing the encounter to a visit from the ghost of Christmas future. But instead of offering wisdom, he delivers punishment. Channeling immense mystical energy, he releases a devastating surge of green and white light, engulfing his immobilized counterpart in a blinding explosion of power. The clash between the two Dooms reaches its breaking point as the Elder unleashes a storm of green fire and raw magic, hurling his younger self backward through the air. The force of the blast fractures the very space around them, a display of absolute dominance. Suspended above his fallen counterpart, the Elder Doom declares that their endless struggle ends here. His aura burns with emerald light, the embodiment of power and finality. Below him, the younger Doom, battered but defiant, begs for reason, urging his future self to stop, to change before all is lost. But the plea falls on deaf ears. The Elder Doom's voice cuts cold through the chaos, declaring that redemption is no longer possible. With a final surge of energy, he ends the conflict in a blinding flash of mystic light, a victory that feels less like triumph and more like inevitability. Weeks after the battle, in Doomstadt, Nueva York, 2099, Dr. Doom, wounded but alive, walks through his Citadel gardens. A Doombot urges him to rest, but he dismisses it coldly. Doom does not rest. Alone, he activates a hologram of lost allies and enemies, ghosts from another world that never came to be. The blue light reflects off his mask as he silently contemplates what was lost. Though victorious, Doom stands alone, haunted by the price of his triumph. His armored hand reaches toward a holographic display filled with glowing emblems of fallen heroes: Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, Captain America, Iron Man, and others. Above them, faint words read, "Those who lost." Each symbol represents a life or legacy erased by Doom's pursuit of perfection. As his hand hovers over them, he quietly acknowledges that the world he built stands on tragedy, one of his own making. For once, Doom is not defiant. Beneath the mask and armor, he feels the weight of guilt and loss, a rare glimpse of the man behind the monarch. Doom stands before a vast memorial wall, glowing with countless symbols, heroes and villains alike, beneath the words, "In remembrance of those who lost their lives on D-Day." It is a monument to all who perished by his hand. He admits that the devastation came during his reign as both Sorcerer Supreme and Emperor of the world, when ambition and rage consumed him completely. Spectral figures appear around him, wearing masks of the fallen: Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Red Skull. Removing his own mask, Doom reveals a cracked wooden visage beneath, a symbol of decay and the emptiness left by his fury. He confesses that in his madness, he destroyed everyone, hero, villain, and innocent alike, becoming the very monster he once vowed to destroy. Doom reflects with quiet regret. His tampering with time and power shattered reality, trapping him in a world that should never have existed. Now, he clings to a single hope: that his past self might change and prevent the same tragedy. If not, he will endure this broken reality forever, condemned by his own pride and sins. This is the final realization of Doom's story, that all his conquests, brilliance, and power have led only to emptiness. His obsession with control and perfection cost him everything meaningful: people, purpose, and even the world itself.